You can replace a character in a string in Python by using the string replace method. For example, if you have this string translator, you call replace on it, and you pass in R and W, then you replace every R in translator with a W, which ends up being translator. Lower is the string method in Python that lowercases every cased character of a string. Note, in this context, cased character means that nothing happens to symbols and numbers. Here you have the all caps string hello. If you just call lower on it, then try to print it out, it'll look like nothing has happened. That is because Python strings are immutable, meaning they can't be changed. You can only return new copies of them. Therefore, if you switch this to storing the output of lower into S, then printing out S will give you what you want, that being hello to be lowercased. One thing to note in that example, it was done with the assumption of working with the English alphabet. Play around with the alphabet of your native language if you're curious what lower does to a certain character in your alphabet. Upper is a string method in Python that uppercases every cased character of a string. Note, in this context, cased character means that nothing happens to symbols and numbers. Here you have the lowercase string hello. If you just call upper on it, then try to print it out, it'll look like nothing has happened. That is because Python strings are immutable, meaning they can't be changed. You can only return new copies of them. Therefore, if you switch this to storing the output of upper into S, then printing out S will give you what you want, that being hello to be in all caps. One thing to note, in that example it was done with the assumption of working with the English alphabet. Play around with the alphabet of your native language if you're curious what upper does to a certain character in your alphabet. Swapcase in Python is a Python string method that changes every lowercase character to uppercase and every uppercase character to lowercase. Given that, I have a bit of a pop quiz for you. True or false, swapcase always returns the original string if called twice. The answer, which might surprise you, ends up being false. Stick around till the end to find out why. Swapcase returns a new string instance, so if you want to modify this a string variable that holds high to be uppercase, you'd have to do a equals a.swapcase. You'd do the same thing if high was all uppercase to lowercase it. You'd simply do a equals a.swapcase. Back to that pop quiz, it seems illogical that calling swapcase on this uppercase high twice wouldn't result in it being all caps high. You'd be right, that is illogical. The key word in that pop quiz was always. Most of the time, calling swapcase twice does result in the original string, but sometimes it doesn't. Take, for example, the German sharp S. Python considers the German sharp S to be lowercase, so swapcase makes the sharp S uppercase. But in this casing process, the sharp S just gets converted to two capital S's. Meaning, in this case, once you've converted a sharp S out of its original form of swapcase, there's no way to get it back. I'm sure this is true with other letters in other languages, but I'm not bilingual, so I couldn't tell you. How do you capitalize the string in Python? Say you have the string A that equals the. What would you do to capitalize it? If you use the capitalize method, you'll make the first letter in the capitalized. Be warned though, if you have multiple words separated by a space in a string, capitalize only capitalizes the first word. Casefold is a string method that allows you to convert a string to a case-insensitive format. Lowered cased versus case-insensitive is a rabbit hole of distinction to jump down, so I'll simplify it for you here. For your normal A through Z and capital A through Z, there's no difference. Letters outside of this range may have differing results. Bottom line, if you're outside of the A through Z and the capital A through Z world, test out the .lower method and then the .casefold method, and use the method that produced the output you want for your specific use case. Title is a string method in Python that returns a string where the first character in every word is uppercase. Here you have the words jacubication is awesome. When you call title on it, it title cases the string, meaning every word is uppercased in jacubication is awesome. Here you have the words jacubication forever. Since the 4 starts the second word and you obviously can't uppercase a number, the E is what gets uppercased in this case. It would be the same with symbols. In Python, the string expandtabs method converts any and all tab characters within a string to a certain number of spaces. The tabs get converted to 8 spaces if you specify no tab size. One thing to note, there is such thing as a vertical tab that is represented as \V. It is a relic of older computers and expand tabs does nothing to it. Here you have hi, I'm Paul with tabs separating the words. You expand the tabs into 2 spaces by specifying tab size to be 2. You see as much when you print it out after you've called expand tabs on it.